Well, because of the breakdown of the insurance system, the medical system, the government, finances, 92 million people out of jobs here in America between the ages of 16 and 60, we're in trouble. People are going to have to start taking care of themselves, and Longevity is here to help you. I want you to get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. That's the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. Now, it comes down to people say, well, I need to go on for a physical once a year. Well, really, no, you don't, as long as you do your own physical. I mean, you have to be responsible. You do your own physical. The book, Let's Play Doctor, has a whole chapter on home laboratory work. And this is where you can do stuff. You go to a pharmacy without a prescription, you can buy lab tests. One of the old standbys, of course, is urine test strips. They're called multi-sticks. And you can find out if you have protein or blood or sugar in your urine. You can find out what your pH is. You find out a lot of things with this multi-test strip, right? Blood, sugar, protein, all the stuff that gives you some signal if you have diabetes or you have kidney failure, and so on. And then, of course, it'll tell if you have infections, too. It'll light up at a little purple spot if you have an infection in your urine, a urinary tract infection, UTI. Then you have test strips for your blood. Everybody who's a diabetic knows that. You can get the little sterile lances and you can test your blood sugar, see if you're a diabetic. And, of course, the book, Let's Play Doctor, teaches you how to read all these lab tests. And then, of course, what about something really serious like cancer? Well, if you have something on your skin, you can go to the dermatologist and see what they say. Get two other opinions from two other dermatologists. Don't take the first one. See what they say. And then look in the book what to do when you have these various options. Then you have things like, colon cancer. Let's look at colon cancer. I've been telling people for years, do not get colonoscopic exams because medical doctors kill 15,000 Medicare patients over the age of 65 each month in hospitals who go in for screening tests. They kill, that's the word that's used by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Inspector General. They kill 15,000 seniors over the age of 65, Medicaid patients, Medicare patients, private patients, and they kill them. That's 180,000 a year. How many of you would fly commercial airlines if you knew that they killed 80,000 seniors a year if you're over age 65? How many would go to a fast food restaurant, any particular brand, doesn't matter, if they killed 160,000 seniors over the age of 65? Nobody who's a senior would go there, right? So why do you keep going to doctors for screening tests? Screening tests, they kill 15,000 a month, 180,000 a year. So what I want you to do is you can go get what's called an occult blood test, and this is a time-tested. You can determine in a first screen up to 50% of colorectal cancers. And then there's a new one just out. It was yesterday in the Annals of Internal Medicine, and this is called a FIT test, F-I-T. This is fecal immunochemical test, and it actually headlines, home test can detect 79% of colon cancers, almost 80%. Okay? And, of course, let's see here. What is it? The colonoscopic exam doesn't catch 100%. It catches up to 90%, depending on the operator. And, of course, there's the risk of death. They puncture your intestines, just like Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes. Also, I get a lot of people ask me about parasites. Oh, I know I have parasites. I got creepy crawlies under my skin. I'm itching all over. Usually it's probably a gluten intolerance, but if you want to see if you have parasites, one-cell parasites, little wormy-type parasites, if you have tapeworms, roundworms, hookworms, pinworms, you want to get a hold of that book, Let's Play Doctor, in the home laboratory. It shows you what the eggs look like from the different types of wormy parasites and what the single-cell parasites look like. See what you're looking for. And then the book, Let's Play Doctor, and the book, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the book, Passport to Aromatherapy, teach you what you can use as far as herbs and vitamins and minerals and things like aromatherapy oils and herbs, again, for treating parasites, whether they're one-cell parasites or wormy parasites. And so these are things you can do yourself. Barring that, if you don't want to go find a microscope in a thrift store or a hobby store or something like that, you can borrow one from the school. They'll let you in for a few minutes to look at something in the school laboratory. Or you can take your own bowel movement to a veterinarian and tell them it's from your dog, and your dog's stool sample and he'll charge, I don't know, $10-12, whatever it is, and he'll do a worm test and single-cell parasite test for yourself and give you a report and tell you what they are and so on. And so there's all kinds of ways you can get information and determine what you want to do. When it comes to a 6-hour blood glucose tolerance test, you can find out if you have low blood sugar, reactive hypoglycemia, diabetes. And, of course, you can do your own blood pressure. You can do your own pulse. All this stuff. And, of course, the books Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy walk you through all this stuff, particularly Let's Play Doctor in the chapter on home laboratories. And it tells you how to interpret all this stuff. This is very useful because you're safe in your own home doing these things yourself. What if you find some positive blood in the FIT test or the occult blood test? Go get a high-resolution ultrasound. Do not get an X-ray. Do not get a colonoscopic exam and save yourself. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about sugar today, as we've got a story here from CNN that is headlined, "Sugar not only makes you fat, it makes you sick." The bad news is that sugar does more damage to our bodies than originally thought. Once considered just another marker for an unhealthy diet and obesity, sugar is considered an independent risk factor for cardiovascular disease as well as many other chronic diseases, according to a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association Internal Medicine. And you've been talking about that for a while, Doc. And they say what they're talking about is these added sugars, that are harmful to the body, things that in processed foods like sugar-sweetened beverages, grain-based desserts, fruit drinks, dairy desserts, candy, ready-to-eat cereal, and yeast breads. And they go on to say, fruits and natural fruit juices are safe, and they say, but how much sugar is too much? There was a accompanying editorial written by Laura Schmidt, a professor of health policy in the School of Medicine at the University of California, San Francisco. She says sugar has adverse health effects above any purported role as empty calories promoting obesity. Too much sugar doesn't just make us fat, it also makes us sick. They go on to say, but how much is too much? They say recommendations of your daily allotment of added sugar vary widely. According to the Institute of Medicine, they recommend added sugars should make up less than 25% of your total calories. The World Health Organization recommends less than 10%. The American Heart Association recommends limiting added sugars to less than 100 calories daily for women, 150 for men. And they say, but the U.S. government hasn't issued a dietary limit for added sugars like it has for calories, fats, and sodium, etc. Furthermore, sugar is classified by the Food and Drug Administration as, quote, generally safe, which allows manufacturers to add unlimited amounts to any food. And according to the FDA, their response to this when CNN contacted them is there is a difference between setting the limit for nutrients or other substances in food and setting limits for what people should be consuming. The FDA does not set limits for what people should be eating. So as far as the FDA is concerned, go ahead and eat 150 pounds of sugar a day.
Well, we're not surprised, are we, Doug?
No.
I urge people to get a hold of that book, Energy Crisis, because it goes into these pieces and bits and pieces on sugar calories, carbohydrate calories, fat calories, protein calories. And it's much safer to eat fat and protein as a source of calories than it is sugar and carbohydrates. As we've learned earlier, you actually get a higher spike in blood sugar by eating a slice of whole grain bread than you do a tablespoon of table sugar. And sugars increase your need for nutrients. Let's say you have a marginal deficiency of chromium, vanadium. You have a marginal deficiency of B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12. And you eat a lot of sugar. Guess what? The deficiencies of other nutrients will be expressed. In other words, you might be just right on that borderline. You're not quite over the line. You're not falling off the cliff. But you eat sugar, even 100 calories will throw you over the line. You will develop deficiencies. And this is why people who eat a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of sugar get so many diseases, not only because of a gluten intolerance and it blocks the absorption in your intestine, but it requires more nutrients to metabolize sugar than it does fats and proteins. So if you have a deficiency, you're in big trouble if you use carbohydrates and sugar. Eat more fat. Eat more protein. Eat more cholesterol. Stay away from doctors. There is a recipe for health. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Holden, Missouri. And Dave, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dave. You're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach, how you doing today?
Fine, sir. Thank you. How can we help you?
I got a friend of mine. He diagnosed cancer about 10 weeks ago. They took a tumor out of his head. He's got GBM, and he just finished up his chemo and radiation therapy, and he's got like 5 or 6 weeks off. And in the meantime, he's had a blood clot in his knee. He's on blood thinner medicine and steroids, and we're just asking for help.
Okay. How old is this fella?
60.
Okay. And you say he's got had a blood clot, and he's got any other problems? Diabetes, high blood pressure?
He's got high blood pressure.
Uh-huh. Okay. Now, what type of cancer did he have in his brain? Do you know?
GBM.
Okay, probably glioblastoma, maybe.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. And this is certainly a malignant tumor that can kill you. It is a tumor that deals with the connective tissue cells in the brain, and of course, this person is in grave danger. What did the doctors say? Did they do surgery and take the tumor out?
Yes, they did.
Okay, and then they followed up with chemotherapy. And so, what are they saying? What condition is this fellow in?
He's going to have blood. He's going to have blood work here done this week to see if he said something about with it being if it comes to the middle of the head where nothing can get to it as far as killing the cancer cells. They don't know that yet. They took the tumor out of the side of his head by his ear. They were hoping that as small as it was and as fast as they started the treatment that maybe they've got it or zap some of the cancer, but he's in the meantime he's developed a blood clot in his knee and
sure. Okay. All right. Well, certainly I wouldn't rest on what they're going to find or not find. He's got to be really proactive here if there's any possibility of him to survive. And so basically, what I would do, regardless of what data they come up with, I'd have him change everything he's doing. He's got to get on a gluten-free diet, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings. And when I say no processed meats, that means no deli slices, no sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon. Everything that causes inflammation has got to go out of his diet. And then hang on. I will need, let's see what this fellow weighs, and we'll go from there, and we will see what we can't do to help him. We'll be back after these messages. Okay. Let's see here, Doug. Let's go right back to Missouri and Dave. And Dave had to take off a lot of things he needed to do, but we do know that the doctors gave this friend of his with the glioblastoma 4 to 6 weeks to live. We know that, let's say, he weighs somewhere between 150 and 200 pounds. And so if he was given 4 to 6 weeks to live, the doctors say they want to do some more chemotherapy and more blood tests and everything, I would just tell him to forget it. And I would go home and spend my time with my dog and my cat and my kids and grandkids and going over albums and this, that, and the other, and do what I could for my better quality of life, and also see if I can't increase what they predicted. If they say 4 to 6 weeks, if I could get a year, that'd be a fabulous increase, wouldn't it? If I could get 2 years, it'd be really fabulous. And so let's see what can't be done here if the doctors say he's got 4 to 6 weeks to live. So what I would do, again, get him off all the bad stuff, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, no gluten, anything inflammatory, got to get rid of it. And then I would give him 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month. 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month, and I would get an extra bottle of selenium, so you could have 3 of our ultimate selenium at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, one of your best friends, if you have any type of cancer, because it will support your immune system and help you recycle glutathione, the most potent antioxidant substance in your body. Then that would allow him to have 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner. Also, he should have 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. Also, I would get the Z radical, and I'd have him take 3 ounces a day. I'd have him take an ounce at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's a Z radical. It has a fucoidan in it. And it's, again, supports the immune system when you have catastrophic chronic disease like cancer, lupus, arthritis, that kind of stuff. And lastly, I would throw in, because he has high blood pressure, I would throw in, he's had a blood clot in his leg, I would throw in, we call Ultimate Daily Tablets. And I'd have him take 3 of those 3 times a day, 2 bottles a month. That's going to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries, and also support and promote healthy blood pressure. And Dave, you should actually call in every couple of weeks, let us know how your friend is doing, and we'll be able to walk him through this process. The prediction the doctors gave may come true. But I would venture to say, if he does all these things, the odds are that at least the quality of his life is going to be improved, rather than spend the last couple of days or last week or so of his life being chopped up with tests and cancer treatments, which are going to be to no avail except to run up the bill in the doctor's behalf. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Dave, and let us know how your friend's doing, and we'll walk you guys through this. Okay. Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Alabama. And Anthony, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Anthony, you're on the air.
Hey, Doc. How you doing today?
Okay, sir. How can we help you?
I've got one gentleman. He's got his own construction business, and has had problems with his knees, and I think he's had knee surgery before. And he's got hemorrhoids, or had them, heartburn, a lot of times stomach pains. He mentioned diverticulitis and back pain.
Okay, now hang on. Yep. What else?
Constipated as well.
Okay, well, hang on. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Alabama and Anthony. He's got a friend who's had a knee surgery. Now, is this arthroscopic surgery or knee replacement?
I'm not sure about that, Doc. He didn't say.
Okay. And then he had hemorrhoids. He's got reflux or heartburn, diverticulitis, back pain, and he has, let's see what else have I got written down here. Constipation. Okay, big long word, constipation. Okay, this is a Shar thing. Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, kiddo, what do you see happening here with Anthony's friend?
Well, his initial thing is he's got a gluten intolerance, and that's why he can't absorb anything, and that's causing him to get all kinds of other ailments.
Exactly. The diverticulitis, the constipation, these are actually clear-cut signals that he's got a gluten intolerance. Do you know if he's had any respiratory problems, Anthony, like asthma, bronchitis, or skin problems?
He didn't say that. He said stomach pain.
Yeah. Okay, stomach pain. Well, you might want to ask him if he's ever had respiratory problems or skin problems. But, yeah, he does have a gluten intolerance. And what does he weigh, you think?
I do have that. 5'11", 235 to 240.
Okay. Okay, Shar, what would you give this guy?
I'd give him, if he's, how old is he? I would think I'd give him the healthy bone and two of them, 2 healthy bone and joint packs, because everybody that gets over 40 needs, just got arthritis or something.
Sure. And back pain. You're right on, A+. Yeah. And then because he has stomach pain and reflux, I would also give him what?
Stomach pain and reflux, he needs enzymes.
You got it, girl. Absolutely, ultimate enzymes. I'd have him take 1 or 2 to 5 minutes before each meal, a couple ounces of water. And if he wants to deal with the constipation, he might want to take our herbal rainforest at bedtime, start out with a tablespoon, which is a ½ ounce at bedtime with a glass of water. And after 3 or 4 days, if he does not get diarrhea, then he can move up to an ounce. If he gets diarrhea after that, then he can move back down to a ½ ounce. Even a big guy can be sensitive to these herbs, classic herbs, which are detoxifying herbs, which actually will help people with bowel movements, constipation, that sort of stuff. And do give us a call every couple of weeks, Anthony, and let us know how this guy's doing. But he will have to be gluten-free. He's got a major gluten intolerance here, and Ashar says when you can't absorb nutrients, you wind up with all these diseases, arthritis, back problems, degenerative disc disease, bone spurs. He might even wind up with things like diabetes and so on. He's probably, if he's only 5'11", he's probably 40, 50 pounds overweight. And if he wants to, he can start now. What would you do for helping him get rid of 40 or 50 pounds of weight, Shar?
SAP.
ASAP, you got it. ASAP. I'd start him out with a minimum of 1 bottle a month, and you could put a dropper full under his tongue 30 minutes before each meal. He won't really have to do that initially if price is starting to bear down on him, but what he can do is wait until he solves some of his other problems, and then he can cut back on something and actually put the ASAP back on his list. Or if price doesn't matter, he can put the ASAP on his list right now. Also, those 2 healthy bone and joint packs that Shar suggested, be sure that he's taking 15 glucogel a day. That those 2 healthy bone and joint packs will allow him to do that. That's 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and call us every couple of weeks. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Clinton, Maryland, and Michelle. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Michelle. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. It's an honor. I have some health challenges, and they are that I have a right kidney operating at 17%. I'm not on dialysis. I was recently told that I need 2 hip replacements and that I had bone cysts. I do have hypertension, and I have SC disease, which is sickle cell trait.
Okay, so you have a hip arthritis, obviously, and 17% kidney function, 1 kidney. You can live on a quarter of 1 kidney, so that's not an urgent thing, but it is something we want to deal with. You have high blood pressure. That can be related to the kidney problem. And you have sickle cell trait. Anything else? Any skin problems? Any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea?
It's a staph infection.
Okay, is this kind of chronic?
Yes, I've had it for a while.
Okay, is this around your neck or your armpits, or where's it at?
No, it's more like my stomach area.
Okay, so your torso. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And is it one place the size of a dime, or is it a lot of little ones?
A lot of little ones.
Yeah. Back in the old days, we used to call that impetigo. Okay, we used to call it impetigo. It could be behind your ears, under your arms, on your torso, in your groin, any place. And this indicates you have a gluten intolerance. And so, Shar?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what do you weigh, Michelle?
170.
Okay, so where would you start, Shar?
Okay, well, first of all, all these problems, I would definitely get her on a gluten-free diet, but she needs 2 healthy bone and joint packs. And for the kidney failure, she needs Ultimate Daily, very important to open up those afferent arteries to get her kidneys working again. And what else was wrong here?
Well, let's see. She had arthritis, of course. We're talking about the healthy bone and joint pack.
The pack will take care of the arthritis.
She needs 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's all accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs. The Ultimate Dailies will support and promote healthy kidney function, healthy blood pressure. And for the sickle cell trait, basically...
Selenium, that's it, selenium.
You got it. Yeah, very good. I would go ahead and take 3 selenium 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. And for the staph infections, what I would do is go ahead and use our colloidal silver topically. Just soak a cotton ball with it, and 3 or 4 times a day, wet those spots with the colloidal silver, or Envision colloidal silver. Very high parts per million compared to everything else in the market. And you'll find that if there is a chronic low-grade infection, which again we used to call impetigo, I would go ahead and do that, and you'll see that it goes away, especially on a gluten-free diet. But this is something that's very directly related to gluten problems. So give us a call every couple of weeks. Any questions along the way, feel free to call. But it's an amazing thing. We see people who've been on kidney dialysis for 73 years, just a couple of months are off of it using this system. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And Tina, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Tina, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, and I just want to thank you for letting me be on your show. I'm calling in regards to my 7-year-old nephew. He was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, and I wanted to know if you have any information to guide me on, like, case studies or medical journals.
How much does he weigh? Wait a minute. How much does he weigh?
He weighs about 45 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's several things you can do. Number one, you can get a hold of the book, Rare Earths Bin Cures. Rare Earths Bin Cures, you want to read chapters 4, 5, and 6 and read the section on selenium in Chapter 11, the section on selenium in Chapter 11 of the book, Rare Earths and Insurers. It covers everything you need to know about muscular dystrophy. Then, the thing we're doing, we actually have a relationship with a nonprofit organization called DefyingMuscularDystrophy.com. DefyingMuscularDystrophy.com. In fact, we're having our first telethon later this month in Stockton, California. Hang on. I'll give you some information. You can get this child started. But hang on. We'll get you started here, and then you can look up all the case reports and science you want on DefyingMuscularDystrophy.com. We'll be back with Tina and her nephew with muscular dystrophy after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And let's see here, Douglas, go right back to California. And Tina, 7-year-old nephew with muscular dystrophy, 45 pounds. Again, DefyingMuscularDystrophy.com. That's where you want to look, and you'll actually see not only case reports, but you'll see 2-week interval videos in the improvements of young kids, middle-aged kids. By middle-age, I mean, 10 to 15, and then kids who are in their 20s. It's just a great thing to see these kids respond to this program. Well, at 45 pounds, I would have them take one healthy bone and joint pack, and that's going to last them 2 months. I'd give them a half a dose of everything because it's meant for 100 pounds. So 45 pounds, I'd give them a half a dose of everything. That would be a tablespoon of the Osteo FX Plus per day, which would be a half of a tablespoon at breakfast, half a tablespoon at dinner. 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals per day, 1 scoop per day. Give them a half a scoop at breakfast, half a scoop at dinner. And then the EFA Plus is he could have 3 a day, 1 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'd get him 1 bottle of selenium. He could have 3 or 4 selenium a day, say 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner. And that's the place to start. If you want something to drink other than water and milk, I'd go ahead and give him a little bit of Rebound, which is our sports drink, has 100 nutrients in it. And I would, if I didn't say it, he needs to be on a gluten-free diet also so it maximizes absorption. Most of these kids with muscular dystrophy also have a gluten intolerance. So gluten-free diet and the healthy bone and joint pack and the selenium. And, of course, the Rebound to drink. All right? And then you'll be amazed that somebody who's 7 years old can respond very quickly. The kids who are 25 might take 4 to 6 months to respond significantly and then get maximum benefit in a year. The ones who are under 7 years old, 3, 4 years old, it's amazing what happens in 2 or 3 weeks because it has to do with how much time they've been in trouble. Okay? So this is not a genetically transmitted disease. And, of course, we presented this information to Jerry Lewis, and he got excited because we said we didn't want any money. We've already found what we believe is the prevention and cure and cause of muscular dystrophy as well as cystic fibrosis. And all we want to know is, did Jerry want to be the one to make the announcement that we believe we have found the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy and cystic fibrosis? So he took it to the Muscular Dystrophy Foundation. Make a long story short, when he insisted that they look at my data, they fired Jerry Lewis. The Muscular Dystrophy Foundation fired Jerry Lewis. So this is a controversial thing. I have a new book coming out next month called Immortality. Nope, I take that back. It's Epigenetics. I already have Immortality. Epigenetics. And, of course, the subtitle is The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, because muscular dystrophy and cystic fibrosis held up as the iconic examples of genetically transmitted disease in kids are, in fact, not genetically transmitted. They're simple nutritional deficiency diseases, which they can get during pregnancy or they can get them after they're born, especially when they have gluten intolerance, and as they get older, they can't absorb nutrients, including selenium and other vitamins and minerals. And, of course, the variations in muscular dystrophy depend on what other nutrients they're deficient in. So give us a call every couple of weeks. Look up DefyingMuscularDystrophy.com. Our first telethon is coming up the 21st and 22nd of this month. So how much time we have left here, Doug?
We have just about 45 seconds.
Okay, Shar, why don't you go ahead and take these 45 seconds? What would you tell families that have kids with cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy and they've been told it's genetic disease? What advice would you give them?
Well, according to the new book, Epigenetics, coming out, there is no such thing almost as a genetic disease. It's all nutritional deficiencies. And once they read it and get the drift, they'll understand. It's very simple. And people today, you got to watch what you eat today. They say now 80% of the food in the grocery store is unfit for human consumption, and this GMO food is killing all the good bacteria in your intestine because they're bugs. So it's killing all the good bugs in your body, so you have no digestive system left. Well, then you can't break down what little nutrition is in the food, and then you come down with all kinds of mineral deficiency diseases. And that's
there you go.
The cause of everything, lack of minerals.
Well, there you go. It's certainly a major cause of a lot of diseases, including muscular dystrophy and cystic fibrosis, which is close to our hearts. Well, thank you so much, Shar. Thank you. God bless you, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.